Peace, beautiful soul. Welcome back to my channel. It is me, Soli. I'm out here spreading them good vibes, and hopefully today you get to feel it too. Now let's jump right into the video and learn something new. So I actually wanted to redo my video on the third eye, as I noticed like the information wasn't as grounded as it could have been. So yes, this will be like, I guess, a redo of that video, because the third eye, well, all of the chakras are important as well, but it seems to me like a lot of people are really wanting to know about the third eye, and I shared a link to my video, and I just watched my video and I realized it was kind of ungrounded, if you guys get what I'm saying. But yes, so let's jump right into the video. So what is the third eye? The third eye is ultimately the sixth chakra. It is located kind of like in the center of it's like kind of in the in our forehead. It's either around our forehead, like in the middle, or it's located in the middle of our eyebrows, so one way to feel your third eye is to focus on the center, so always close your eyes, because you see when one sense is weakened, another sense strengthens. And the cool thing about it is, just as we have senses at this physical, well, let me say it this way, just as we have senses corresponding to the physical realm, or senses that root from our nervous system, we actually also have senses that correspond with the energetic realm. Because what you need to realize is that all of everything corresponds with itself, and this comes from the law of correspondence, the second law of correspondence, which comes from the law of the 7 hermetic principles. So I think it could also be found in the 12 universal laws, But yes, so the law of correspondence states, as within, so without, as without, so within. It's ultimately just stating that everything corresponds. Everything has like a corresponding aspect to it, So yes, just as we have these physical senses, sight, smell, taste, and everything else, we actually also have corresponding senses that are of energetic in their essence, or in their energy, So with the third eye, it ultimately kind of corresponds with our sight. The third eye corresponds with our external sight, with these two eyes. But you see, the thing about the third eye is it actually rules these eyes. So the third eye rules the eyes, it rules the skull, and it also rules the pineal gland, That's the gland it rules. And yes, it's also predominantly known as the pineal gland. Its Sanskrit name is Ajna. It's the Ajna chakra. The third eye has 2 petals, and its color is indigo. Its element is ultimately light color, and its external manifestation are ultimately images, because the third eye, to a degree, is the projector. It's also considered the seat of the soul. When we talk about the third eye, a lot of people like to correlate it or correspond it with the seat of the soul, because it is said that it's from the third eye that we that this external experience that we are perceiving, that we are experiencing, comes from. It is said that the third eye is the projection of this external reality. And what's interesting to me is the fact that DMT, right? DMT is the molecule that's responsible for, in a sense, allowing us to dream, and the more DMT you get, the more lucid your dreams become. So there are certain foods you can consume to amping up DMT to a degree, but ultimately you also have to realize that DMT is ultimately a form of melanin, so any food that's dense in melanin will expand or will increase the amount of DMT you're able to produce. So for instance, technically dark foods, like berries, blueberries, raspberries, any dark fruit has like immense amounts of melanin in it, because melanin is ultimately the black or the brown or the dark stuff, whatever you want to correspond it with. Mushrooms also have melanin within them, but almonds are like are said to be good for lucid dreaming, or amplifying your dreams, because it is said that I think it is said that almonds also contain DMT in them. Either they contain DMT or they contain certain molecules or elements. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Molecules that allow our body to produce DMT. So, like me, for instance, I remember I used to, or I would like, before I went to sleep, I had like almonds. Like I think it was either under my bed or like next to my bed. I don't know where it was, but it's like I would always keep like a stash of almonds, next to my bed. So then it's like before I went to sleep, I would always it won't be far from me, and I would always eat like a couple almonds before I fell asleep, and this tremendously impacted my dreams, and the way I dreamt. And you also have to realize that everything is vibration and frequency. So if something has manifested itself in this external reality, it ultimately is vibrating at a certain frequency to do that. So with that being said, certain manifestations of objects and things of this nature actually hold similar or the same frequency. So with that being said, almonds are the shape of the pineal gland. Pine cones are also the shape of pineal glands. And ultimately, anything that has like similar shaping to it is in a sense connected or corresponded. Like for instance, us, we resemble four-pointed stars, So to a degree, we ourselves are sources of light, and we can emit light, and just as a star in a sense is correlated to be like, for one, the governor of its solar system, just as human beings at a personal level, we are the governors of our realities. If you get into alchemy, mental alchemy and things of this nature, then you will realize this, you understand that manifestation is a real thing. But I'm talking fast because I really want to cover the third eye, and I don't want to like drift off, if you guys get what I'm saying. So yes, the third eye is developing stages, or ultimately from puberty. Once you reach puberty, it is said that your third eye ultimately starts producing. So yes, starts to develop itself, So yes, our third eye, it is a molecule affected chakra, but it's like the physical affects the metaphysical, And there's this beautiful saying I love. It goes, whatever harms the body will harm the mind. And this is very true, as they are correspondents of one another, So this is why things like fluoride, I also want to say chlorine, but chlorine is like detrimental to the body as a whole, And heavy metals as well, they're very toxic and hurtful to the third eye, So when you consume tap water, for instance, which and tap water, there are a lot of heavy metals, a lot of fluoride, and a lot of chemicals, and especially chlorine, because you see, with tap water, what happens there is it's water that's constantly being recycled. So one of the ways they make sure that the water is supposedly clean, that there is no living bacteria that can get us sick, they add chlorine, which is known to be like it kills living matter. Like that's its whole purpose, to kill living matter. But it's like they're putting this chlorine in this water, and then we go into the showers and shower in this chlorine, and then we drink. Some people don't really realize the detrimental effects of tap water, so they also go as far as to drinking this tap water. But it's like it's very impactful and it affects us, even at a spiritual level, most definitely. So cleansing your diet, starting to eat right, because you see foods have vibrations in them, and every food feeds a chakra in actuality. For instance, the root chakra is ultimately corresponding with dense foods, because the root chakra's element is earth, and the root chakra is our physical body, but the root chakra's foods are like proteins, and then sacral is like water. I also want to talk about the sacral chakra in correspondence with the third eye, because you see they correspond with one another. The higher chakras and the lower chakras correspond with one another. So for instance, like our crown chakra corresponds with our root chakra. Our root chakra is the support system of our crown chakra. It's what allows us to ground our information down to this earth realm. Now our sacral chakra is the correspondence of our third eye. So the sacral chakra. What is the sacral chakra? I kind of want to talk about the sacral chakra, right? So the sacral chakra is ultimately our creative aspect. This is and what's crazy? It's like our third eye is our imagination. So to a degree, the third eye also has this like energy of creation, manifestation out of nowhere. So yes, the sacral chakra is our creative aspect. It's also the emotional body. So it is very important for you to balance your sacral chakra to get in tune with your sexuality, as sexuality is ultimately the joining of energies, the flowing of energy, two energies two energies joining to creating two energies joining in order to create one energy as a whole. So the yes, the sacral chakra is very important, especially the aspect of it which is the emotions, because you see our emotions are very intuitive, they're very irrational. Their emotions are connected to the the feminine aspect of our brain, and things of psychicism, things of like intuition, things of clairvoyance, and all of these are ultimately in a sense going against logic, so they're more siding with the feminine brain. So it is very important for you to get in tune with the feminine aspect of you, and understand the feminine energy, because the feminine energy, while the masculine and the feminine energy are needed for creation, but it's like from the feminine energy that life ultimately roots, and to a degree it's kind of like the masculine energy which shapes it, I kind of want to say, because it's like the feminine energy corresponds with darkness, and underwater is where darkness lies, but it is said that it's from water that life roots. So yes, you need to understand that. And also the sacral chakra's element is water. But yes, so heal your sacral chakra and everything, and this will in turn help with this progress or progression or whatever you want to call it. But yes, guys, this has been my video on whoa. No, it actually hasn't. There's still more for me to say. So the third eye, the third eye is also considered the lamp of the soul. Its job is to illuminate. That's the function of the third eye. It is actually responsible for illuminating this external reality. We don't really perceive from these two physical eyes, but rather these two physical eyes are the windows into the soul, whereas the third eye is the lamp of the soul. The third eye is illuminating. So technically it's like these eyes receive light signals which they send to our brain, which in a sense gets filtered through our pineal gland. But I also want to mention our natal chart, our birth chart, as this is like the way that our energy is choosing to express itself. And our birth chart is very important, as I like to say that astrology is ultimately the software, whereas biology is more of like the hardware. And you really do need to understand your astrological birth chart. This will give you more insight as to who you are, what you can do, the abilities you have, and things of this nature. And if you guys are interested in getting a natal chart reading or a natal chart breakdown, I am a good, I guess, asset or resource I am good at, I guess all I'm getting at is I'm very well gifted when it comes to breaking down natal charts. It is said that my clients always like to say it's kind of like second nature to me. So yes, I am very good at this. So if you're interested in having a better grasp and understanding of your birth chart, then I am your man. But yes, so the third eye's identity is ultimately our architectural identity, because you see, the third eye's demon are illusions, lies, false perceptions. When you are stuck in an illusion, when you are not seeing reality as it truly is, then this too is like deteriorating or like suppressing your third eye. And this is ultimately what the system that we're living in is doing. They want to suppress our third eye. They want to suppress our higher chakras. They don't want us to connect to source, as it is from the higher chakras that we connect to the universe, to truly who we are. And that's what they're doing. They're suppressing it, through the food. Like, a lot of us think that there is not a war going on, but in actuality we're living in an age where the war is silent. It is a silent war with deadly weapons. We are fighting a war that is biological. They're attacking us through our DNA, through the food we eat. It's chemical warfare, But yes, so becoming aware of the what you consume. So going back to what I was saying, every food has a vibration. Dense foods take you down to earth. They vibrate you to these lower dimensions. Whereas food like fruit, which corresponds to the throat chakra, that's when you're consuming fruit, you're ultimately feeding your throat chakra. Because fruit is like water, light, and earth, all vibrating at a certain frequency to manifest this beautiful thing we call fruit. But yeah, so it is very important that you, in a sense, lighten your load, or like when it comes to consuming, that you try to consume lighter foods, because it's like when you consume light, you literally become light, because you are what you eat. So if you're eating dense foods, then it's only going to pull you down to this earth, and it's only going to make it difficult. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible for you to consume dense foods and like, connect with source, or like utilize your third eye, but it just makes it more difficult. So a couple of great exercises to do. So you see, the thing about the third eye is it's ultimately, in a sense, like the perceptor of energy. It is through our third eye that we see energy. So a lot of us, we don't really realize them, and we think that, oh my God, these people have these gifts to do this, and then we ourselves try to go about it, not realizing that these are functions of the third eye. Not realizing that you kind of have to develop your third eye tremendously, to a degree, in order for you to truly start perceiving the spiritual realm with these physical eyes. Because I also want to say that these physical eyes are actually connected to the third eye, but they're kind of like servants of the third eye. Like, they receive light, and then it's the third eye with the brain that interprets it. There's also this interesting theory. It's a holographic theory, which states that we are ultimately projecting our reality, through our experiences. And so you could YouTube the holographic universe theory, and it'll go more in depth as into this theory. And that it's ultimately just stating that we are actually projecting our external reality, and that everything that we are seeing external of us is actually within us. Like, we are actually, like, for instance, I see a tree. Like, in actuality, I am actually projecting this tree into my reality. Now let me elaborate. Like, for instance, it really is all about perception and how you perceive things, because I can be in a situation with another person, and okay, so for instance, when it rains, your perception determines how you perceive the rain. Like, someone can perceive rain as to be gloomy, dark, so that puts them in a depressing mood, because they perceive the rain to be dark, depressing, sad, and things of this nature. Whereas another person can be like, it's raining and this is great because the plants are getting watered and things of this nature. And I feel like this is kind of like a basic insight as to the operation of the holographic universe. But yes, if you want, you can go look more in depth. But yes, like ultimately, look out when it comes to what you're consuming. Try to cut sugars and things of that nature out of your diet. And also look out for what you are eating, what you are seeing too, what you are allowing your eyes to what you are allowing yourself to, what you're allowing your subconscious mind to absorb. Because when these things absorb, in a sense, they go into, in a sense, these are the things that your third eye in turn will start to project out external to your reality. So it's like whatever you are receiving is what you will be projecting to a degree. So yes, keep in mind that as well. Be careful of the light you allow into your mind, because light is ultimately information. So yes, be careful of the light you allow into your mind, the information you allow into your mind. Now, yeah, and if you do all of these things, you will ultimately decalcify your pineal gland, as they say. Try to incorporate more lighter foods, like fruit, vegetables into your diet. If it's possible, try to adapt a plant-based diet. Drink a lot of water, because water has such a cleansing aspect to it. And when you drink water, you are feeding your sacral chakra. Liquids feed your sacral chakra, And in turn, this will also help you with your third eye. As I mentioned earlier, they correspond. The third eye and the sacral chakra correspond with one another. So it is important that you develop these two simultaneously, that you don't really neglect one and develop the other, just like that. Now, a couple of exercises that you can do. So the first exercise you can do is visualization. So what you want to do is close your eyes. If you can, preferably go into a dark room, a secluded room where there's no light, and kind of just sit there and just observe and just realize how your mind is running crazy. Because it's like when you go into dark rooms, it is so much easier for you to tap into your third eye, because ultimately your third eye is your imagination. So I like to say it's not really a means of like opening up the third eye because it's closed or something like this, but it's more a means of developing what it is you already have. It's more a means of working what you have, working with what you already have. I feel like when you approach it from this aspect, the procedure becomes much more easier. Whereas when you approach it from a perspective of, now I have to open up my third eye, as if like it's already closed. But in actuality, if you can close your eyes right now and see an apple, even if it's not like clear, if you can see it, then this means your third eye is operating. It might be weak, but there are ways of strengthening it, But yeah, so one of the exercises I want to share with you guys is, so what you want to do ultimately is close your eyes and then start focusing either in the center of your brow or like in the center of your big ass forehead or your forehead. Let me just be practical here. Your forehead, And now, once you have focused, hope I didn't offend no one. Once you have done this, close your eyes and now focus either wherever your third eye feels. It can either be right in the middle where your brows are, or it can be like above. And now focus, and now start focusing. Focus on the center. And then as you focus, you will in a sense start to feel a settled energy. And as you focus into this, to a degree, a blank screen will manifest. And this can be a dark black void, or it can be a light screen, And now what you want to do is start manifesting images. Use your visualization. So start with something simple, something you can manifest. So in this case, we can say an apple. Start with an apple. I see a pear. What the fuck? Okay. Now, fuck it. I guess we're manifesting a pear. So this pear, right? This pear. What color is the pear to you? My pear is yellow. I see this plum vibrant. And now what you want to do is try to manipulate the color of the pear. Imagine a purple pear. Now a red pear. Now a blue pear. So on and so forth, And this is like an exercise that is very, very good for developing your third eye, because your third eye is your ability to visualize, your ability to see things. Because if you can ultimately see it, it is there, And I also like to say it's our third eye, because it's the illumination of the soul, that it is the third eye that allows us to tap into other realities, other realms. Because it is when we are experiencing dreams, when we go into the dream world, we are tapping into our third eye. The third eye is it illuminates the dream world, where to a degree this world is illuminated by the sun. But yes, it's the illuminator. It illuminates the dream world, and it's also considered the illuminator of this life to a degree. It is the third eye is our guidance system. Another great exercise is ultimately, I guess this is a bit more advanced to a degree, you can kind of say. Another exercise is trying and imagining auras. So what you want to do is you want to imagine someone, maybe someone close to you. Yes, it'd be much better if you imagine someone close to you, Now close your eyes, imagine this person, not their physical manifestation, but imagine the shape of their body, how their body is. Imagine their aura field, I guess you can kind of say. And now once you've done this, allow the colors to fill in this aura. Damn. Whoa, that's crazy. But yeah, you know, just don't try to control the colors. Let them do as they wish. And ultimately, you know, these practices, they're ultimately things you should do gradually, and that'll help you build. That will help you build, you know, that will help you build your ability to visualize. Sorry, I just got interrupted by Mimi. I think she knows who she is. But yes, this has been my video, you know, on the third eye. Like I mentioned, if you guys are interested, you know, in getting a reading, a natal chart reading, a numerology reading, or just simply a tarot reading, or if you are looking to receive healing, me and my group, my team, my crew, we got you guys, you know. We got you guys, like, so do feel free to hit us up. Now, this has been me, Soli. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like below and subscribe and turn on the notification button to receive more great information like this later on along the road. And like I say, namaste, you beautiful soul, and I see you.